Yo, what is good, YouTube? We are back with another video. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys are hitting that like button and that sub button. We are on the way to 2,000 subscribers. I think we're sitting about 85, 90 away. Gonna be crazy for sure. But today we are going to be getting into how to hit level 40 fast in Season 8 of NBA 2K23 MyTeam. I'm gonna be grinding for it. Do I necessarily need it? Not really. I do think that Embiid will be really good, but there's going to be a lot of end games out by the time I get them. Considering that I didn't get Zion until a day before because I was at level 39 for 2 weeks. But with that being said, you know, there is a lot of people who really like Embiid, and there's a lot of people who really like end game cards. I like my Kareem. I like my Rick Smiths. Not really somebody I necessarily need. As you guys see in the top right corner, I'm already level 19. Don't pay attention to the 126 MT. I bid on somebody. We will go over that in maybe a future video if I get them. Also, if you guys hear ducks in the background, not much I can do. I got ducks and they're quacking. I tried to cover them up and make them quiet, but they don't want to be quiet. So basically, you'll come over to your challenge menu over here, and when you scroll through, you'll just kind of see there's not a lot here yet. Considering the season's only been out for 3 days, but this is basically just going to get you the best start. I'm going to go over what you should do, what you should actually grind for, what you'll just naturally get, and what you should just not even bother with. Starting with the daily challenges. Daily challenges, unless there's something in there that's worth like 1,000 or more XP, not something I typically grind for. I do check, and there are days where they'll give you some decent XP in terms of challenges, but I'm not winning 2 clutch time offline games. I mean, if I'm already playing it, cool, but if I'm not naturally getting that, I'm not going to play 2 games for 150 MT. Same with the shoe. The dunks just naturally happen. Obviously, winning a game also does. So with those, I wouldn't pay too much mind to them. If there's something there that's worth it, like I said, over 1,000 XP, I'll go out of my way for to an extent. I'm not going to win 5 clutch time online games or win 10 unlimited games. I'm not doing that, but if it's something reasonable, I will go for it. And then you get into the packs. Obviously, you're going to have these coming out every single week. And I'm hoping that they're actually going to keep the challenges here for the whole season. As you see in the bottom right corner there, it does say 40 days remaining on these challenges. Does that mean they'll be here 40 days, knowing 2K? Maybe. They might be. But basically with these, the only ones that I would say grind for are going to be the non-invincibles. Just because if you're going to buy the invincibles, if you already have the invincibles, of course, they're worth getting done. Same with the end games. But in terms of buying invincibles, unless they're a buyout, the Danny Granger's not, the Booker, I don't think he is yet. I've definitely seen the DeMarcus Cousins as a buyout. But just with how much MT you're going to lose off of the actual tax, it's just sometimes not going to be worth it. But yeah, these down here, I don't know why they're only giving 1,500 for them. They're kind of being stingy with XP to start this season. Last season, the regular card would give you 3,000, the Invincibles would give you 5, and the end games would give you 10. So they toned down all of those. But basically, I would do the 1,500 ones. Those are worth doing. You get, most of those are going to be done pretty quick. 10 points in the paint, easy. 20 assists. You can just be throwing lobs to Larry Johnson while you're getting that done. And then 7 points with Antoine Jamison, obviously super easy. The challenges and whatnot, I mean, it kind of depends. If there's another challenge that you need to play full game for, then yes, I would obviously play the Luka challenge. I wouldn't do a domination because that's not going to give you XP. You'll get XP for doing that. So I would do that, but I wouldn't go out of my way in terms of doing it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it with that. And you'll get this similar format every week, obviously. Like I said, I wouldn't buy an end game just to do the challenges. If you want to buy an end game, if you already want to try it out and you're prepared to get taxed 20, 30,000 MT, then, by all means, go for it. But you also have to consider, is it really worth it when there's going to be a ton of MT flying out? You got 40 days to hit level 40, so it's just not something that I'd say is really worth rushing into and losing a bunch of MT. The grade 100 cards thing, I am somebody to say I do think that this is worth it for 5,000 MT. The best way to do it is just grade a bunch of golds. I'll go over and show you guys what I did last season. because that challenge also existed. I graded all of these golds, all of these golds, all of these emeralds, sapphires, pretty much everything that was in my inventory at the time. I graded, and I imagine I'll probably do the exact same thing this season. Keep in mind, the higher rarity or overall on the card, the more expensive it's going to be to grade. But the good thing about it is that you don't even necessarily have to wait. You send them to the card grading service, and as soon as you send all 100 of them, you'll get your 5,000 MT or XP. So I do think that that's worth it to an extent. Applying badges and shoes, I mean, you get 50 XP for each one, so cool, I guess. But you know, you do all 100 of them and you get 5,000 XP. That's a lot of badges to apply. So I don't know necessarily. I naturally do apply badges to players I buy. I'll go through and see. I mean, obviously with Invincibles and end games, you're not going to be applying badges to them. But if you're still somebody who's buying regular cards, and that could be something to look at. The Holo players XP, I do think that this is worth it. I got my Dwight Howard. I didn't end up getting my Heroic JR. The Dwight Howard one was actually super simple. It was get 10 blocks and win 2 clutch time online games. So I did go out of my way for that. And I will go out of my way to make 3 dunks in a game twice for 3,000 XP. The way you really have to look at this is that from what they claim, they're going to be dropping one daily for the rest of the season. So if they're dropping one daily for the rest of the season, you have 3,000 XP times 40. So that's going to be about 120,000 XP off just these players. And you're also going to get 40 new players. Well, actually, it'll be 42, so there's 40 more days, so it'll be times 42. So it'll be about 125,000 XP off just doing these, and you get a ton of new players. Are they going to be worth much on your team? No, but, you know, they're in your collection, have more dark matters. You can never have enough. But I do think these are worth it. I mean, 3 dunks in a game twice, obviously super easy. 7 threes in a game twice, obviously super easy. You can do that in triple threat. It'll take you 3-4 minutes each game. I 100% think those are worth it. You also can just buy the cards and do them. So, I mean, I can go buy J.R. Smith and make 7 threes for 3,000 XP. So, I 100% think those are worth it and definitely something that everybody should consider. In terms of these right here, I don't know if I consider them worth it. I wouldn't go out of my way. Just considering, normally I'd say it's something that if you're bored and you have extra time to do, but considering that you're going to have these coming out every day, for 3,000 XP, I wouldn't really bother at all with the NBA wins. The Season 8 rewards, I wouldn't bother with it until you start getting like Ben Wallace, Joe Dumars. I would do those, but I mean, 250 XP for winning a challenge, just not really something I'm going to be paying too much attention to. I'm not going to stay on that one for too long. That's just something that if you want to do. And then most of these are going to come naturally. I've already gotten 23 for Triple Threat Online. I can't believe I've already played that many games. That's pretty. I was streaming, but that's crazy for me to play that many games. I do think that these are worth it. But I also just think it's something just to let happen naturally. Not something that I would say, you know, is really worth like sitting in front of your screen and just having in your mind that I gotta win 100 triple threat games, because it's not something that I really think is that worth it. If you did finish everything and get the Hall of Fame badge, that would kind of be a dub. But that's, like I said, I wouldn't go out of my way for a Hall of Fame badge. You can get a Hall of Fame badge pack for 150 tokens. That'll take like an hour on Triple Threat Online. So it's not something I'd go out of my way for that badge either. But it would be nice if you just naturally got it. But with that being said, you know, there's not really much more to go over in terms of XP. This is more of a guide on what I think would be worth it. Just day one, you're not going to hit level 40 today. You're not going to hit level 40 by next Friday. It's just not going to happen. They haven't made that possible this year. Last year, I think last year was the first level 40 based game where you had to grind levels. But, you know, they dropped the season and you could hit level 40 day one. I kind of like it better that way, but, you know, we make do with what we got. And I do think that this is still a solid system. I think that they're pumping out a good amount of XP. I like the Season 8 Holo player XP, whatnot. I think that's a pretty good idea, especially when you break it down and you realize you're going to get 125,000 MT off of it. But with that being said, if you guys have any questions, drop your take on that Embiid card down below. Let me know if you think it's a W. Like I said, I think it's cool. You know, he's 7 foot or 7'1", whatever he is. He's going to be an end game card. I think he'll be a really good power forward. Don't know if I'm going to be confident running him at center because, I mean, by the time you get this card, Yao Ming will probably be out, and, you know, game's probably going to be dead by then. So, getting this card might not be as much as everybody thinks it's going to be, just because of the fact that Yao Ming's going to kind of control this game, especially if they give him an end game. I know he'll get at least an invincible. Odds are he's probably going to get an end game. But with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are hitting that sub button, and I'm out.